Welcome to our deep dive. We're going way back in time today, exploring the history of evangelical drama. You're particularly interested in those historical roots, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a long and winding journey. And a lot of folks don't realize that evangelical drama is so much more than just, entertainment.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. We're talking about centuries of performances, stories, and really a unique form of communication.
Right. And you can trace it all the way back to the early church. Long before, the bright lights of Broadway, churches were already using drama as part of their worship.
It's fascinating. So no dusty old history books here. We're
Hmm.
diving into a living tradition. And get this, back in the early church, drama wasn't just a sideshow. It was woven right into worship.
It was. Think about it. Back then, most folks couldn't read. So churches became vibrant stages, bringing Bible stories to life.
So you're saying like they transform a bustling marketplace into the stable where Jesus was born,
Yeah.
complete with live animals and everything.
Exactly. Imagine those early churches using costumes and music to really make the stories come alive. These performances, these liturgical dramas, were a powerful way to make those stories accessible to everyone.
Wow. It's like stepping right into the Bible.
And one of the earliest forms, they were called tropes, basically sung or spoken dialogues woven right into the Mass itself.
Clever and a powerful teaching tool, I bet.
You bet they really helped people understand and connect with their faith on a deeper level.
Okay. Now, as we fast forward to the medieval period, things get even more, well, shall we say, theatrical.
Definitely more theatrical. We see these huge community events popping up. They're called mystery plays.
I've heard of these. Like whole towns would gather to witness biblical stories, right?
Exactly. Imagine entire towns turning out to see these elaborate productions. They were huge spectacles.
I bet. Give me an example. Like how huge are we talking here?
Well, there's the York cycle. It dramatized stories from the creation all the way to Judgment Day. Talk about ambitious.
Wow. I can't even imagine the scale of that. But these plays weren't just for entertainment, right? They served a deeper purpose.
Absolutely. They played a vital role in teaching and, reinforcing church teachings. It was a way to really bring those stories to life for the whole community.
It makes sense. It's like a shared experience that brings people together. And speaking of shared experiences, this is also when we see morality plays emerging, right? Like Every Man.
Yes, a classic.
Yeah.
Every man focused on the individual, their moral choices, that struggle between good and evil we all face. It's a theme that still resonates today, don't you think?
Absolutely. It makes you think about your own life choices, your own mortality. It's powerful stuff. Okay, now here comes a plot twist. The Reformation.
Hmm.
How did that impact our drama narrative?
Well, those early Protestant reformers, like Martin Luther and John Calvin, they weren't exactly fans of theater.
Really? Why not? I mean, it seems like theater was booming at this point.
It's all about context. They saw theater as tied to the Catholic Church, and they were trying to distance themselves from that.
Makes sense. They were focused on a more direct, personal relationship with God.
Exactly. So they weren't exactly lining up for opening night. But even so, we do see Protestant playwrights emerging. Their work just took a different direction.
So how did their plays differ? What were they trying to convey?
They really emphasized personal faith, scripture, individual piety. A playwright like Paul Gerhardt, his work really reflects that shift, paving the way for new forms of expression.
So the Reformation shakes things up, but the drama continues. Now, let's jump ahead to the 19th century. What happens then? A revival,
The
right?
big revival. And a key figure here is William Booth, the founder of the Salvation Army. He was a real innovator.
How so? What did he do that was so groundbreaking?
He saw the potential of using drama for evangelism, and he took it to the streets. Literally, they had what they called salvation plays, targeting people often overlooked by society.
Wow. Bringing the message directly to the people. It's like a mobile theater troupe spreading the word.
Exactly. It was about reaching those who might not step foot in a traditional church. It had a huge impact, not just on individuals, but whole communities.
And this wasn't just a Salvation Army thing, right? I mean, other churches caught on.
Absolutely. Churches all over were forming their own drama groups, tackling social issues, building community, using theater as a force for good.
It's amazing how this art form kept evolving, finding new ways to connect with people and inspire them.
It's truly remarkable, and that innovative spirit continues to shape evangelical drama today.
Now, things get really interesting as we enter the 20th century. This is when we see dedicated Christian theater organizations emerging.
Exactly. Wheaton College's theater department is a great example. They really helped nurture a new generation of Christian artists.
And let's not forget the impact of film and television. Christian filmmakers saw a huge opportunity there, right?
Absolutely. They weren't about to miss out on the chance to reach a massive audience with their faith-based stories.
From biblical epics to contemporary social issues, Christian films and TV shows started exploring a wider range of themes.
It was a way to reach people who might not have been exposed to these stories otherwise, a whole new avenue for sharing their faith.
And this wasn't just happening in the U.S. We see vibrant examples of evangelical drama emerging all over the world.
Exactly. In Africa, Asia, Latin America, the power of storytelling knows no bounds.
It's proof that this art form can speak to people from all walks of life, across cultures and continents.
And it speaks to the enduring power of stories to connect us, to inspire us, to challenge us.
Now, to really understand the evolution of evangelical drama, we need to talk about the people who shaped it, the influential figures. So who are some of the key players?
Well, you can't talk about Christian storytelling without mentioning C.S. Lewis. His Chronicles of Narnia still captivate readers of all ages.
Those books are classics. I loved them as a kid. But here's an interesting one. George Bernard Shaw. Not exactly evangelical, but his plays sparked a lot of conversation.
Shaw was a master at provoking thought, challenging conventions. His work definitely had an impact on Christian playwrights, encouraging them to tackle tough questions.
So even someone outside the evangelical tradition could influence the direction of the art form. That's fascinating. What about more contemporary examples?
Well, you have playwrights like Mark D. Roberts pushing boundaries and challenging conventions, and then you have the Mount Zion Film Ministry in Nigeria. They're creating incredibly impactful films addressing social justice and faith from a distinctly African perspective.
It's incredible to see how diverse evangelical drama has become. It's a living tradition, constantly evolving and finding new ways to connect with audiences.
It's a testament to the power of storytelling to touch lives, to spark conversations, and to inspire change. Welcome back. We're picking up our exploration of evangelical drama. Last time we journeyed from the early church all the way to the rise of Christian film.
It's amazing how far this art form has come, and it's not slowing down. Today, we're diving into the exciting trends shaping evangelical drama right now.
It's definitely not your grandma's church play anymore. It's dynamic, it's evolving, and it's embracing the digital age in a big way.
So true. The world has become this massive stage, and technology has given anyone with a story the tools to share it. It's pretty exciting, right?
It really is. Think about it. The internet, social media, they've completely democratized storytelling. Christian artists now have this incredible reach.
You're right. They're not limited by traditional, gatekeepers anymore. No more geographic boundaries. It's like the whole world is their audience.
Exactly. And that's having a huge impact on the content itself. We're seeing this amazing fusion of traditional theater, film, web series, even virtual reality.
Wow. Virtual reality. That's taking things to a whole new level. It really feels like there are no limits to what's possible now.
Exactly. And that's what's so exciting, this freedom to experiment, to innovate. The creative energy is just like exploding.
So more platforms, more experimentation.
Mm-hmm.
What about the themes? What kind of stories are resonating with audiences today?
Well, one trend that's really taking center stage is social justice.
Really? That's interesting. Tell me more about that.
Modern evangelical drama is engaging with issues like racial reconciliation, poverty, immigration, climate change, those issues that are really weighing on people's hearts.
It's great to see these important conversations happening within the context of faith. It shows a willingness to engage with the real world, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's about moving beyond, simple answers, easy solutions. It's about embracing the messiness of life and using art to illuminate injustice, to advocate for the marginalized, to cultivate compassion.
So it's not just about, preaching from a stage. It's about action, about working for positive change in the world.
Exactly. And I think this shift towards social justice really reflects a growing awareness within the evangelical community.
In what way? What do you mean?
It's about recognizing the needs of the world and taking responsibility, to be a force for good. It goes beyond individual salvation and embraces this idea of a more holistic faith.
It's a powerful evolution of the art form, for sure. And I imagine it's also drawing a more diverse audience, right? I mean, with the digital landscape and these new themes, it seems like the reach is expanding.
Definitely. It's not confined to specific demographics or locations anymore. People from all walks of life are connecting with these stories, finding meaning in them.
That's the amazing thing about stories, isn't it? They have this power to transcend boundaries, to bring people together through shared experiences.
Exactly. And the rise of digital platforms just amplifies that. These shared experiences are becoming more diverse, more inclusive. It's a really exciting time to be involved in evangelical drama.
I completely agree. Whether you're a creator or just someone seeking meaningful stories, there's something out there for everyone. But as we look ahead, what are some of the challenges and opportunities you see for evangelical drama in the future?
Well, one challenge is balancing fidelity to the faith with staying relevant to a modern audience.
It's a tough line to walk.
Yeah.
How do you stay true to your beliefs while still connecting with people in a meaningful way?
It requires sensitivity, creativity, and a deep understanding of both the gospel message and the current cultural landscape.
It's like finding that sweet spot where faith and art intersect, where they can both speak authentically and resonate with today's audiences.
Exactly. And the other big challenge is navigating this ever-changing digital landscape. New platforms, new technologies, they're constantly emerging. It's hard to keep up.
It can be overwhelming, for sure.
Yeah.
But those who can adapt, those who can be creative and strategic, well, they have a chance to really make an impact. I mean, despite the challenges, I'm optimistic about the future of evangelical drama. What about you?
Oh, definitely. I share your optimism. The talent, the passion, the dedication within the Christian arts community, it's incredible. Combine that with the expanding reach of digital media, and the potential for impact is just huge.
It's truly inspiring to see how this art form is touching lives across the globe. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, but we're not done yet. Join us for our final part as we wrap things up and share some final reflections on the enduring power of evangelical drama.
And we're back. Welcome to the final part of our deep dive into the history of evangelical drama. It's been quite a journey, wouldn't you say?
It really has. We've covered so much ground, from those early liturgical dramas to the digital age.
It's amazing to see how this art form has adapted and evolved through the centuries. But through it all, there's this one constant thread.
The desire to share faith, to inspire audiences to explore their own spirituality, right?
Exactly. It's a reminder that faith can be expressed in so many creative ways, and that art can be this powerful bridge connecting people, sparking meaningful conversations.
And as we wrap things up here, what key takeaways do you think our listener will walk away with? What do you hope they've learned from our deep dive? Well, I hope they've gained a deeper appreciation for just how rich and diverse evangelical drama really is. It's not this one-size-fits-all thing.
Right. It's not a single genre or style. It's more like a tapestry woven together with all these different voices, perspectives, approaches.
Think about it. We've got those grand medieval mystery plays on one hand, and then you've got these intimate personal testimonies shared online today. It's amazing.
It really is. And it shows that there's something for everyone within this art form. No matter your background, your taste, there's a story out there waiting to connect with you.
I love that. A story waiting to connect with you. It's a powerful thought.
Good, Ben.
And as we close out our deep dive, what final message would you like to leave our listener with?
I hope they feel inspired. Inspired to explore the world of evangelical drama for themselves. Maybe they'll go see a local play, check out a thought-provoking film, or discover a new podcast that speaks to their heart.
Yeah. There are so many ways to experience this art form firsthand. And you never know, you might just uncover something profound about yourself, your faith, or the world around you.
Exactly. And maybe, just maybe, our listener will even feel inspired to create their own story, to share their own unique voice with the world.
It's a reminder that this tradition is alive and well. Evangelical drama is constantly evolving, and there's always room for new voices, new perspectives.
Absolutely. And I believe that art, especially art rooted in faith, has such a crucial role to play in our world today, especially now, as things feel so divided, so uncertain.
You're so right. Art has this power to foster understanding, to promote empathy, to remind us of our shared humanity.
And ultimately, to inspire hope.
To inspire hope. I love that. And that's a perfect note to end on. So to our listener, we encourage you to keep exploring, keep questioning, keep seeking those stories that resonate with your soul.
And never underestimate the power of a good story to move you, to challenge you, to change you.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the history of evangelical drama. We hope you enjoyed the journey.